Hi there, hate your face again. We are here on my other higher level Predator account for the fourth and final part of my Predator review. This is my level 17 Predator account. Jean-Claude Van Damme. If any of you are a fan of his movies, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people don't know that he was originally cast to actually be the guy inside the Predator costume in the first Predator movie, but complained that the costume was too heavy and cumbersome for him to really do his martial arts moves, which is what they had hired him for in the first place. So he quit the movie. And they ended up hiring somebody else to wear the costume, which at this point had gone through a lot of different revisions and was much lighter and is the one that you actually see in the Predator movie. Um, Not really relevant, but you know, just an interesting tidbit about the Predator movies and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, moving on. We are here to talk about some of the more advanced considerations with the Predator. I already went over tuning pretty well in the first video. I think, like I said, hydraulics and then weapons loader or heat sinks, which is really up to you. Some people seem to like radar, but I feel like the Predator Vision mode gives you more than enough situational awareness, so there's really no need to sink any points into that, in my opinion. But you know, do what you want, do it whatever's comfortable for you. These are just my suggestions. You can see I run full hydraulics, tongue-tied, and as much weapon loader as I can get. I'm gonna put the red or 4 points in when I get them. Uh, I feel that the guns fire pretty slow, and I like the increase in DPS for dueling and when you're surprised and ambushed. Um, and as I often fall back to re-stealth in the middle of a fight to keep them confused, I find that it gives my weapons time to cool off. As I've also stated before, if you're only firing one or the other, you won't have any problems really with overheating. So if you're fighting a single target, you're gonna DPS him mainly with the breacher, and just keep putting shots into him, and just throw out a mine every once in a while under his feet. But you know, you don't jam on the button as fast as you can. And if you get a big group of people together, you want to stop using the breacher, except if you see a couple lined up, and then give them one. Keep it charged and ready, but don't really use it when you're fighting three or more targets who are clustered together. Just keep putting mines underneath them and blowing them up. It's a more effective use of your heat for the damage you're going to get. Now, moving on to items, I like choices, so I tend to run 3 2 slots. Here you can see I have the ISM disruptor, the EMP, and the shield. I'm a big fan of the shield. I think that no other item really gives you the capacity to save a teammate's life like the shield does if you come into the fight and stick it right to them and then continue to support them. I feel like that's a really powerful ability to have, and it's also very useful for getting away. If you drop it in front of you, boost through it, and then it is basically a barrier that they have to shoot at until they boost up through it, which could take them a while depending on the distance between you. So it works pretty well for getting away. The EMP and the disruptor are pretty obvious. You're going to be ambushing people and trying to catch them unawares. And if you don't, and they get you unawares, the EMP is a nice way to kind of turn the tables and give you a couple seconds to reorient, decide if you want to continue the fight or try to run. And the disruptor is okay. I like it because it's fun and it's new, but I wouldn't say it's like really that effective, except for getting people to run away from like the AA. Just throw on top of the AA and people scatter for a couple seconds, which is nice. I don't really. There's not much else I really see as an alternative to these three personally. I like them. I see some Predators going with the detonators for the Alpha Strike. I think that's a valid route to take. It's not really for me. And the item cooldown, the global cooldown between items, is kind of prohibitive to that. I'm sure some out there take the the Repair Mark 3, and then an EMP1 is probably popular. I see a lot of Predators with Repair, but as I'm going to cover here, I highly recommend the 3-slot Advanced Reconstructor. You're going to find yourself backing out of combat a lot, and that's going to give this a chance to really bring your armor back, and I promise you that if you try it and use it, you're going to like it. You're not going to be disappointed with the results. 25 armor a second is a lot. It's 100 every 4 seconds, and when you only have 600 or 700-ish, that's pretty good. And considering you don't have to stop, you don't make all that noise when you're actually like repairing with a drone, it still works while you're stealthed. You're technically not in combat as long as you haven't been shot in the last 10 seconds, so you can still actually shoot mines, make traps, even lend middle range fire support, as long as you don't get shot at, and still be getting that 25 armor a second, which is powerful. It really fits the Predator's playstyle. The 2-point power surger I like because I think, as I've covered before, I think that hydraulics is the most important tuning for the Predator, and the power surger synergizes really well with that. It's kind of a toss-up between the power surger and evasive device. I guess that's down to personal preference. When I'm low health, I generally try to cloak and walk away, so it could help you. I prefer the power surger. It's a little more aggressive, based on getting kills. And a lot of times after you get that kill, you want to get right back out. So this will help you do that. It's a much bigger increase, and I feel like you get it more often with the power surger. The 1-point shock coil may seem weird. I know a lot of people don't like it, but on the Predator, it's really good because, as I've mentioned before, if you fall, take damage, it's going to break your cloak, and someone's going to find you, especially if they were chasing you over the edge you just dropped over. As far as alternatives to the items the internals that I'm running, I used to run evasive device and power surger together with a shock coil and I think the basic failsafe, but I find I don't really hurt myself on my mines too much anymore now that I've gotten better with the Predator, so I don't really recommend the failsafe unless you find yourself running into your own mines a lot. And people blowing them up underneath your feet, which can happen, but I don't think it happens enough to warrant it. I will say that the power surger and the evasive device, though, together can be quite powerful and can make your mech walk obscenely fast if it's low health and you just killed somebody. You tool, I almost want to say faster than you can boost. It's quite impressive. It's actually why you can see I renamed this mech Strider. Was actually the reason for it, because I used to run those two together, but I've changed my mind since then, and I think that the Advanced Reconstructor is the way to go. Really only on this mech. There aren't many other mechs that benefit from it. It's okay on A classes because they have so little life to begin with that this heals them pretty fast, but I feel like it really shines on the Predator. I don't feel like the Replenisher would really work well for the Predator. I don't think it's going to affect the soft cooldown, which is really the only one you're worried about, and the hard cooldown is 20 seconds, and 6 really isn't that much off it. Repair kits, I don't think that's really the Predator style, like standing on top of an orb. It's very obvious. Your silhouette shows up through the orb, so people know you're there standing on it. I don't recommend standing still. Waiting for an orb to heal you. Better to use the Reconstructor, definitely. Not really sure what else to say about the Predator here. I think that about covers the advanced tuning items and internals. We've been over weapon choices in the first video, and you've seen some basic gameplay and some more advanced trap setting. I hope that you all enjoyed these videos, and I know I don't have the amazingly awesome accent that Stickhand does, and I want to thank him again for making his videos, and I really enjoyed them. And one of the reasons that I decided to make a review of my own, I hope he watches them, and I hope he enjoys them. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I will see you on the battlefield.